Okay, bonus reading time. Let's see who we get. Well, you guys already know. I don't know yet because I've titled it probably, but I don't know yet. Leo. Leo it is. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on with Leos out there. All right. Leos. What do Leos need to hear right now? Any types of messages are good for Leos. Leos. Let me shuffle a little bit. Leos. I'm going to speak to myself a little bit. I mumble. Don't worry about it. I will talk very clearly when it's time to talk about the cards. Okay. Okay. Nine of Cups, Leo. I like it. All right. Fantastic. So Nine of Cups, it's a card of wish fulfillment, or it may be the starting of a wish fulfillment. It could be that you are just starting to manifest something. We'll see what the rest of the cards are. Okay. But yeah, all right. So I feel like it's in its beginning stages. So, or here's the deal. There could be something that you really want. Okay. But the universe isn't hearing it clearly enough. All right. So there might be, so you might be being kind of vague, in other words, or you might have a lot of things that you want and you're not being very clear on exactly like the one thing that you do want. So in other words, like this is, and you don't have to be like actively manifesting something like per manifestation videos or things like that. This could just mean like what we subconsciously are always manifesting. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like, Abraham Hicks stuff or something like that. All right, but for some of you it may be. But this is a card of starting to, like, there's something that you really like want, you're really wishing for. But again, I feel like either the universe feels like there's too many things at once that you are wishing for, or you're not very clear on exactly what it is. So for instance, two examples of that would be, you might be like really wishing for a lot of things right now. Maybe it's like a little bit overload, and there's nothing wrong with wanting a lot of different things, but this is a card of needing to just kind of choose one for now and kind of focus on that. All right. So it could be that, there's all kinds of things, pictorials in here, but they're mostly themes of like wealth, love, stature, baubles, things like that, the toys, all that kind of deal. In some rare instances, the wanting to see something that has spiritual type enlightenment, something that has been veiled from you. But most people aren't really interested in that. So we'll skip that one. Okay. But so that's one instance it could be, that there's like, you want like kind of all these things. And again, there's nothing wrong with wanting all of those things, but it's good just to pick like one or two, or not 10. So, and you can have 10, that's fine. But like for now, just like really kind of pick, one or two things that you're really honed in on that you want, and you want to see those come into fruition. Okay. So for some of you, that's what this could be. For others of you, it could be, like I said, maybe there is just one thing you want, but it's like the universe is just a little bit, they're not really seeing it reflected in the way that you're acting. So for instance, let's just say it is, I don't know, like a car or something like that. Like you really, really want this car. And I could use a relationship, because that would be the most likely thing that, most people watch tarot for. I don't think most people watch tarot to see if they're going to get a new car. They want to see if they're going to get that person. Well, so, all right, we'll just go with that. So if it's relationship, okay. Like a specific person, maybe like you wish they were back, or you wish you could, have a new person, or whatever the deal is. Again, I feel like the universe is saying, well, you need to be extremely clear to us that this is absolutely what you want, because this is what we're going to give you. And what you're giving us is very kind of wishy-washy. So it kind of reminds me of, I do like a live tarot show a lot, during like, the week, once a week or so. And a lot of my questions are one of the most common questions. It would be, is my past ex going to come back, or will I meet a new person? So that's a really great example, okay? Because it's like, first of all, the people are asking me if their ex is going to come back, or will there be a new person? So that question right there is huge. That should give you a lot to go on, all right? Because the thing is, it's like if you're, that means you're satisfied with just a person. It can be an old person or it can be a new person, but it's just a person, okay? That's what that says to me. So it's you got to think about that, because it's like, if that would be like maybe one of your questions, because if you get an ex back, well, there's a reason they're an ex. And I'm not saying that you can't reconcile with someone and make it work again, because you certainly can. But that takes a lot of work, and it certainly takes the kind of work that is not going to say, or will I have a new person? Like, will I have other options? It takes like committed work on both parts. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. So the universe might be confused, about what exactly it is that you want. So that question is a good kind of gauge. Are you kind of telling the universe that, like, oh gosh, I really want, Brian back, so bad, oh, but, I wonder if, like, I'll meet somebody new when I go to that party next week. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's that kind of energy. So let's see what else we got. And to put that into context of anything, I mean, like, if it is a car, it's like, maybe you're just saying you want a car, and you're not, and so maybe you get one that's like beat up and run down, and like, your seventh aunt, or it's been through the family like 7 times, and somebody gives it to you, and it's like on its last leg, so that's what I'm saying. Like, be very specific about what it is. And on that topic, that's always one thing I like to mention too, just in a responsibility factor, is I'm not a huge fan of manifesting a particular person. So in other words, let's take that example of Brian. That's nobody, I don't know anyone named Brian, so it's just like a name to use. So, like, let's say it's Brian that you want back, but trying to manifest Brian back to you, that's a heavy responsibility to take on. There's a lot of karmas involved in that. People have free will, but the thing is, if your magic is very strong, you might win, and you might get Brian back, but it was possibly against his free will because your magic was so strong, and eventually it's probably not going to work anyway, because then it wasn't supposed to happen. So be very careful with manifesting a specific person, because it's all about free will. So if it's Brian that you must have, then maybe manifest the ideal relationship with someone with Brian's qualities or something, leave it a little vague in that way, or, I don't know if that's good either, but, something along those lines is what I mean. Instead of trying to, like, casting spells or trying to get somebody back, that's just going against, free will, really. And it's gonna be, there's gonna be a kickback, or what do they call it? Like a, something that it probably wouldn't last anyway, so in that respect. All right, so let's see what else we have for Leos, because it's good cards actually, and this is saying that the universe is, wanting you to manifest and is hearing you. They're just like unclear on exactly what you want, so that's a good sign, that this is coming out. All right, so what else do we have for Leos? Page of Pentacles. Excellent. All right. So, Page of Pentacles, that's a start. That's where you start. You study, you learn, you look at that pentacle, you learn everything you can about it. Pentacles typically have things to do with, our world here on Earth, the tangibles, things like that. So possibly studying something that interests you that you may consider a hobby, but then may turn into a profession at some point. Page of Pentacles also, to me, sometimes can be like a date. Okay, the pages, can be, something. So if it's love, you're looking at, that can be a date card. But it can also just be the beginnings of something. Pages are messengers too. They bring things, to people. So this could be somebody coming towards you and offering you, their pentacle, or this could be you, stepping out and offering them yours, whatever this means to you. It's important to you. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a tangible item, but it's something that you feel strongly about and you've researched, and that's good. That's a good sign, because that means you're probably picking something here and being more clear about what it is that you want. Perfect, because that's the thing. It starts here. It starts here, and well, Ace of Pentacles technically, and goes to the Ten of Pentacles, but it's like this little pentacle turns into the Ten of Pentacles. If you are very clear on your goal and you know what you want, that sort of thing, it's there. We got the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is, another high pentacle card. So this could be about manifestation of something like tangible, car, home, money, business, what have you, marriage possibly with the Ten of Pentacles. So I mean, it all starts here. Well, it starts here. Okay, it's like that's your like little genie in a lamp, right? Like a little Aladdin going like that, trying to grant you the wish, but they're a little confused what it is that you want. So maybe you need to research a little bit more, be very clear. It's okay if you don't know anything about it, but because it's a page, they might not know everything about it, but that's it. That's fine. You've made up your mind. Offer it or accept the offer, and then it's going to grow to the Ten of Pentacles, which is, like I said, for some, it's a card of marriage. It is a card of legacy. It is a card of home businesses. It is family businesses, perhaps. It is a card of just going through things like on an upward way, like the whole way, like tangibly, with tangibles and security. Security would be a better word. Okay, so let's see. All right, any other messages for? Let's see what do we have messages for Leos specifically about we'll do both. We'll do love. All right. Do we have any messages for Leos specifically about love? Okay, Six of Pentacles. Okay, Knight of Cups. Okay. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Knight of Cups that came out. All right, so let me look at these. Okay, so the Five of Swords to me is, the Five of Swords is looking directly on to the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this looks to me like someone who is very strong in their ideals, first of all. I mean, they are not super flexible in like their ideals of something, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is when it's like there's no flexibility. That's the only thing about the Five of Swords. So, and they are looking at the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, is about reciprocity. It's about give and take, equal give and take. In this particular deck, it's not necessarily about equal give and take, because we got 3 on one side, 2 on the other, but it's kind of around those themes. Okay, and it's also a card of like inheritance and charitable acts and all kinds of things like that. I get the Knight of Cups part, because the Knight, it's turning, because the Knight of Cups is turned away from that energy and deciding to do it anyway, all right, and moving forward with an offer of love. But I'm not really grasping what it is that the Five of Swords is so idealistic about. Because, this reminds me of like like a person who is, that family dinner, at like Thanksgiving where, I don't know, Uncle Bob or whatever is just bound and determined to tell everyone about his political opinion or religious opinion, whatever, and there's, he's right and he's going to let you know all about it, so much that he exhausts everybody else and they're just like, oh, and they just walk away. That's the extreme version. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but I'm giving you that as sort of an image to work with. Like, that's kind of the energy of the Five of Swords. Again, it doesn't have to be necessarily politics or, any of those types of things, but it's an idealism judgment card. Okay. Somebody could be so bound and determined to have a reconciliation, possibly. What else can you tell me about the Six of Pentacles? It could be it's judgment, so it doesn't necessarily have to be about a reconciliation. I mean, it's a love reading, but it could be about feeling like this person might not be accepting of certain judgments also, but like you guys might not be on the same page. That could be. Maybe someone is very like giving, charitable, and the other person maybe isn't, because they're like a little, not because they're selfish or stingy. Maybe it's because like they feel, like an example would be like maybe like the guy standing outside of 7-Eleven, asking for change, and like this person may throw some change, you guys are a couple and one of you may throw some change or a couple dollar bills or a five spot, in their cup. And the other one would be like, what are you doing that for? That's just like a bum. They need to go out and get a job because that's the way society works. They need to get a job, so like that kind of way. So it's not like that you're stingy, this person's not stingy. They don't mind helping and getting up money, but I think they might be too ideal. Like they're set in their ways is what I feel. And there's something here about like judgments, like making judgments, that they feel won't be equal, or that there's an imbalance. The Hierophant. Yeah, that could be. Like, it could even have something to do with, like, the way this person feels about marriage or views marriage, or long-term commitment. It could even be over, like, faiths, that's possible. Different types of backgrounds. I always get a pretty Catholic vibe with the Hierophant. Could be something like that. Judgment card here too. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. So whatever's like going on, I mean, it's probably about a marriage most likely, or a reconciliation with the Hierophant and the Judgment card here. But it goes deeper than that, is what I'm sensing with these cards. Because the Five of Swords, to me, I mean, they're not bad people. I don't want to put, because like if you're kind of thinking maybe that one's, it's like they're not. It's like actually, a lot of my clients that I read for get the Five of Swords a lot. And, I know they're not, they're cool people. So it's not about that. It's just that they're very, very idealistic about the world. Like, they have their ideal about the world, and it's very difficult for them to see other avenues. They think they're very open-minded. They think that they're very broad in their expanse, but that's the problem. It's like they are very broad in like what they see for like humanity or whatever, but they don't realize that they're so rigid in that it's that no matter what, like if you don't see their point of view, then they are going to cut you down until you do, kind of thing. So just be careful with that. I don't know if that's your energy or theirs. There needs to be more balance, I feel like, with this. And I do think that's possible. I mean, we do have the Six of Pentacles here. I mean, these are some pretty heavy cards, Judgment card and Hierophant. So it could be somebody is like judging a situation, a marriage. It could be judging a faith. It could be judging just a traditional viewpoint of some way that could be causing a little bit of, question here. But either way, I still feel like you will move forward with the Knight of Cups, because, this is, on some, this could have been an argument about those types of things too. Maybe some of you recently had an argument along these lines, and the Knight of Cups could simply just be an apology writing in. Maybe from you, maybe from them, maybe from both of you. But most likely, I feel like this is like two different kinds of people, but regardless, you're probably going to go through with it, because I see the Fool card here at the bottom of the deck. So, yeah. Ace of Wands, Ten of Cups, not too far back either. So probably that's what's going on with that. All right, so let me get you guys an outcome card on this situation. Then we'll move to other situations besides love. So let's see. One outcome card for Leos and this love situation. Leos and this love situation. Okay. Hi, Leos. Six of Cups. Okay, so for some of you who are interested in some sort of reconciliation, the Six of Cups is here. These are two cards of such, okay, of like a past person, past energy, things like that. It's also, though, soulmate energy. It is friendship energy. It is, it's like an innocent type of romance. It is one that you like, okay? It's not like tumultuous. It's not this, So, and it is a 6, which I do like, because I was saying, there needs to be good, equal balance, give and take here. 6 is supposed to be a number of harmony and balance and that nature, and we do have 6 of Cups here. So I think that's really, really a nice card. And the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like, there will be, like, if there was any type of, argument or issues or imbalance with give and take or something, maybe there's like you guys had an argument or something, I do feel like especially if you guys are married, like there will be like, these are apologies most likely, like this one's giving flowers and this one's writing forth, so you both might just like kind of decide to sweep it under the rug, for now, or hopefully sincerely apologize, because that, these two cards are very sincere in their nature. And with the Hierophant here as well, it's like, and the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. Awesome. So it's like, I feel like, truth will be yours. And look at that, the Hierophant and the High Priestess, that's like kick-ass, like, spiritual stuff going on there. So really, really, really nice. Cool. Oh, there's your card. And you got Strength and Temperance. Judgment again. Yeah. So, for some of you, and if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, perhaps, but if you're thinking of like saving a marriage or reconciling, or if faiths are an issue or something like that, I don't think it's going, you guys are going to be fine. All right. This is very sincere energy on both parts. And there's your card with the Temperance card, which is kind of like a divine kind of presence looking over you, and Judgment card. So really, 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 really good. Oh, and there's a 10 of Cups in this deck too. All right. King of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. All right. So yeah, really good, really good. You guys are going to be fine. All right. So let's look at other situations. So there are a lot of pentacles here. So let's take a look just briefly at, like, maybe there's something you're trying to accomplish like financially. So we'll see how that looks for this read. Okay. I didn't really put a time thing on this, it's just kind of a bonus read, but I'll probably title it December. So, okay, let's see. So show me Leos, any messages for Leos? I'm going to talk to myself again, so I'll be quiet. I'll speak up when it's time. Show me messages for Leos regarding like money, finances, career type ambitions, maybe, things like that. Any messages for the Leos regarding that type of thing? Very clear. Their highest good, highest good, highest good for Leos. Okay. Page Page of Swords. Oh, pesky little Page of Swords. Six of Wands. Okay. Justice card. Okay. King of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So for this, like, whatever it is, like if you're trying to, you know, whatever material type concerns or strivings for, or things like that you might be asking, you know, the tarot about in this general reading. I do feel it will be successful. I do feel, though, it takes two. All right, because we have the Queen of Pentacles here and the King of Wands. Now, if it does not take two people, like if you're hoping that this is like a business venture that you want to start and it's just you, then it's going to take both of these energies. It's going to take male energy. It's going to take female energy. And I'm not talking about like typical like man and woman, because a woman can do, you know, have the same. It has nothing to do with that. We're just talking about the kind of cosmic energies of that. I do think with the Page of Swords going into the Six of Wands, there could be some messages coming in. They might be like a little annoying, is what I'm thinking with the Page of Swords. But the thing is, it's like all to lead you to victory. So it's like this person could be a little pesky, or it could be your energy. You could be like being a little pesky to someone because it's like, you know, like this is a victory for you. So it could be that too. It could be a younger person, that is possible, like around you. But either way, again, I feel it's all so that you can move forward towards like your victory lap, basically. Okay. So whatever, like if there's some like annoyances or messages that come in, or it doesn't have to be like, you know, technically it doesn't have to be messages. It could just be somebody around you that's just sort of, I always see the Page of Swords as just sort of, you know, they've got a lot of information, but it's like a lot of, you know, a lot of birds in the sky. It's like a lot of messages, you know, is what I see. But I don't feel like it's to like annoy you. I think it's to propel you is what I'm seeing here. This could be too, like, this could be an instance where a female is very grounded and good with money, and like if it is a female and a male like trying to accomplish something together, the male is the King of Wands, which has a lot of good ideas, you know, and they are willing to get up and go and make sure those ideas, they're not like sitting back like the Emperor or whatever and just delegating. It's like the King of Wands will actually, you know, get up and make sure everybody's doing their part, you know, basically. So that's a good combination. While the female is very good, very practical, very sensible, all that sort of thing. So this could be like a female investor, okay? Like maybe if you're a male, you might have like an idea and like it's very creative, very interesting. You have the ambition to go out and see it through. And the Queen of Pentacles may have like the backing, the money, you know, to push it through. If it's not that, if it has nothing to do with a couple or anything like that, then these are the energies needed to, you know, run said victory lap, okay, with the victory wreath. And that would be, the Queen of Pentacles is very practical, very good with money. She can, you know, usually she's pretty affluent already, but if you're not, you know, then this is like about taking a pentacle, maybe this one that you manifested, and turning it into, you know, with care, with love, with appreciation. She is appreciating that pentacle, all right, very much so. So it's like appreciating it, and thus appreciating it, you know, into like, you know, like money talk, appreciating it into the Ten of Pentacles. So nurture what you have, guard what you have, not in a covetous way, but in a wise way. You know, use it well. Don't use it half, you know, over here, over there without a plan. Okay, guard your when I say guarded, that was probably the wrong word because that sounds like covetous. But like, you know, guard your plan well, make a good plan, make that pentacle appreciate it and know that it will appreciate for you. And then take the energy of the King of Wands, which is the masculine energy of, like I said, of needing to you know, having a creative idea But then, at times, even though they're a king, kings don't usually get up and go do stuff. Usually they just tell everybody else what to do because they've already done that stuff. That's why they get to be the king. So it's like, but this particular king sometimes does need to get out of the throne and make sure everything is going to plan, because his idea is so creative and different that not everybody maybe understands the plan. So it's like sometimes he does have to get up and go do things. All right. So it is like that kind of theme. But these are very positive cards and very a very winning type of vibe. And here's another thing I'm seeing here too is, in these spreads, I've taken the love one away already. I don't remember if there was one in that. But, up here, I still got this page up from the original spread. And I have a page here. But they both seem to lead to big things. So that's good. That's kind of what you want to see. So that is really nice. You do have Justice at the bottom of the deck. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. All right. I was worried about one card underneath there, but it makes sense now. All right. So that's good. Let's see. Any other... Let me get you some oracle cards. Let's see. Let me pull you guys one spiritual card to concentrate on too, and then I'll pull you some oracle cards. Leo. One spiritual card for... Oh, Four of Wands. Just, like, plopped out. All right, I'll go with that, I guess. Knight of Cups at the bottom, too. All right. So some of you may be trying to manifest a home. That could be as well. Okay. Four of Wands. So, let's see. I mean, the four, it is about stability. I'm trying to get a spiritual, and it is fire, which is one of the most spiritual elements. So let me try to get exactly what I'm seeing here. Okay. I feel like some of you Leos definitely are like on the verge of some super stability. For some of you, that may come in the form of a relationship. For others of you, it may come in the form of just financial stability. For some of you, it could be both. That is possible. There's a lot of like fruitfulness around you right now, because just the cards that I saw earlier, and then the garlands are really standing out to me that are in the card. The wreaths that hanging on the banners, the wreaths they wear on their head, they're holding up these bouquets of botanicals and things like that. And the red roof on the turrets. No, it's like it's a good blend. Like some of you may be like spiritually, especially with that king and queen, like you might really be understanding like how those work, the male and the female energies all intertwined within yourself. You might be getting that through another person, like perhaps like some of you are going to be in a partnership soon, or maybe you have a partner now and maybe headed towards marriage or something like that, but you guys are really like spiritually going to understand how that dynamic works, I feel. Because I feel like the red, being on top of the turret of the castle, it's like at the crowning peak. This is usually purple up in here. It's like flipped, So it's like I feel like both polarities are seen very well. If you want to go real esoteric, with that kind of stuff. And I really find the positioning interesting, in the couple, because it's like, one of them, I think it's the male, I'm not really sure, has both arms up, like in that way. The other one just holds one, which is the right hand, which if you're spiritual, you know what I'm talking about there. But the male is holding both hands up. So it's like you don't see that too often in tarot. In fact, I think this is the only card that shows that pictorial. So it's just victory to me. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing victory. So male or female, it doesn't matter. Like there's victory for you guys soon. That's definitely what I'm seeing spiritually, and victory. When you're feeling victorious spiritually, then typically that will fall into all other areas of life as well. All right, so let's see. I'll get you guys some last advice cards here. And we'll wrap this up. All right, Leos. Let's see. Energy and or advice for Leos. I'm going to point the camera down. Okay. Oh, hold on. My big mishmash of decks here. It's a little too far. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Okay, advice for Leos with this bonus video, please. Okay, we got second chakra. Okay. Advice for Leos watching this video, please. Very clear advice for Leos watching this video. Okay, there we go. Okay. Whew. Oh, it's warm in here all of a sudden. Okay, let's see what we got. Align your life. All right, second chakra. And then we got this pile over here. Okay. All right, so what I have is align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So that is this one. It's kind of hard to, my camera's not the best, but you know, you can see her face is, it's kind of like a Picasso portrait, right? It's like one eye over here, one eye over there, and the mouth is like over, you know what I'm saying? So it's like what is not aligned or needs to change. So those are good things to think about, you know, what is not aligned right now? What's not lining up? And that, I feel, is that Seven of Cups energy that we talked about in the very first spread, about being very clear on what you are attracting, what you want. One other aspect of that I should have brought up too is a lot of times when the Seven of Cups is like that, in that way with a manifestation card, it is also... Yeah, no, that's okay. It's not. That's not necessary. Never mind. With the second chakra, so you know, this is like again, you know, really making clear what you want, feeling that fire, you know, of desire and will, you know, to make it happen. So definitely aligning yourself with what you need. And then, you know, having the desire to make it happen. What I was going to say briefly on the Seven of Cups is that sometimes with the, like, knowing what you want kind of thing and manifesting what you want, it's a good idea also to make sure that you are that. You know, because that's the thing. A lot of people are like wanting to manifest this like ideal partner, and oh, they should have this and they should have this, and they, you know, it would be nice if they had this and that. And it's like, but are you this and that and this and that? Okay, because it's, you know, like begets like, which is a very, very more powerful statement than it sounds like. Okay, all right. Let's see. So. Nourishment. Very, very beautiful card. I always consider this kind of like the star card, you know, because of the star water falling from the moon. That's just my weirdness, but okay. But you know, it is, well, it's nourishment. I mean, that is, you know, it's like the star card. It's like hope, and star water is probably what nourished our planet. Maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting theory. But anyway, but all this stuff is just growing. And there we have that positioning again of the arms, both arms up in the air, like just welcoming this and appreciating this. And it's like both those hands up in the air, like, oh my God, you know, it's here. It's all, you know, all this bounty, and this is so beautiful. And thank you. And, you know, it's just a really great type of card. So you're being nourished, you're nourishing, you know, back by being grateful and with your offerings in your hands and things like that. So I think that's beautiful. Now you have this this area over here that is pretty darn clear. Okay, it says detox your friendships. I'll read it real quick. It says your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you are spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Okay, that's huge. That's big, and you know, good stuff to pay attention to. you, especially if you're like manifesting, trying to make these things happen, stuff like that, sometimes it's a good idea not to talk to a bunch of people, because they might like throw a monkey wrench in there, or, and they think they're just helping you. Like they think that they're just like trying to help you be logical about something, or that like, well, what if this happened, and they think they're helping, but that's not helping. And, there could be some underlying weirdness with that. So pay attention to that. See what needs to be detoxed, within your friend space and things like that. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to totally cut out, your friends or anything. I mean, but my rule of thumb is, it's like a friend is a friend is very hard to come by, quite frankly. Okay, I mean, sure, we can have lots of acquaintances, but a true friendship is very difficult to come across. So what a lot of people may consider their friends, it's like, I don't know, I'm a weird one with that one. But acquaintances, yes, and ideally everyone is your friend, in that way. But the types of friendships that like we think we have, sometimes we don't really have, is all I'm saying. So let's see. Don't dim to fit in. So I think these two kind of go together. All right. So with the detox your friendships, and then this one says, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So the thing is, like, I feel like you have like kind of these like grandiose kind of dreams, but in a good way. Like I feel like you have this like uniqueness. You have this unique type of something, to your personality, and you have this vibrance, and of course you do. You're a Leo, right? And it's like, but I feel like you might have friends that you kind of just like play the game when you're with them, because you don't want to outshine them. You don't want to appear like you're maybe high and mighty, maybe you're spiritual, but you dim that down a little bit because you don't want to come off like you're high and mighty, or it's too pious, or there's things like that. I don't know, there's something going on here where you might be dimming yourself in order to fit in to these friendships that aren't necessarily the healthiest anyway. All right. And then you have realization, which is the aha moment, okay? Where you are standing at the threshold. You're standing at the doorway that is wide open, okay? There are 0 obstacles in front of you. All you have to do is like, just make that leap, and look what's waiting. It's like just this incredibly beautiful, existence. Or it's like, maybe, it's the unknown, but it sure does look intriguing, doesn't it? So, and the card is realization. So, yeah, that's really nice. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys for Leos. I'll point this up a little bit more now. There we go. So I hope you liked your video. If so, all I ask for that is if you could leave me a comment, thumbs up, stuff like that. That really helps my videos make it through the ranks through YouTube. Comments especially are very beneficial to all of us YouTubers. So thanks, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the month. All right, bye.